here. Nina is behind you. She'll be fielding questions. Please, when we get started here, could I get some people to comment and ask a question or two so we can make sure everything is working on that before we move ahead. So if you just say, hi, my name is blah, 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 or hey, Chris, nice shorts, whatever you want to say, I don't care. We do want to welcome you to Park Hall. Sorry, my nose itches. You'll notice we're in masks. If you've been watching any of the other videos, masks are required within our residence halls and all the public spaces. Do want to briefly talk about a bunch of different things. Item drop-off. That starts this upcoming, I think it's this weekend. You can start scheduling an appointment through our housing portal, and in that appointment, you can come and drop your items off. You have 90 minutes to do so. Bring your items in, out, you're good. And then from there, we have Nina checking comments, so she gets me distracted. It's not time to set up the room. It's a time to drop your items off. Leave your valuables at home. Don't put those in the room. Then you'll come back in and move in during your regular scheduled move-in time. You'll get your key and your room number when you do your item drop-off, and then you'll be coming back in. You do not have to have your Ball State ID for that. We'll have our doors open, but you will need that Ball State ID when you move back onto campus. Talked about the mask, talked about that. Testing. Testing is now required for, well, it's either a self-quarantine or testing is required to be able to live in our residence halls. If you are doing your self-quarantine, you have to quarantine for 14 days before you return here on campus. If you're doing a test, you have to get that test result back for 7 days before you move on to campus. If you don't have those, we will not let you move into the halls. So please choose your option and do that. We'll be giving everybody phone calls and a WebEx and also other stuff to answer any questions you have related to that issue there. More directions on how to upload that information or make that self-certification will be sent to your Ball State email account, and we'll also cover that at a later date. Do we have somebody that's commented? We good? We tested it?
No comments yet.
Please go ahead and give us a comment to make sure that this is all operational before we get moving here.
Yes, let us know we're all good.
I'll clear like I'm hospital. A few other things we're going to talk about. We do have some policy changes that will be happening because of COVID-19. Some of our common spaces will be closed. Some changes will be made within the common spaces that are open. Lounges will be restricted. Kitchenettes will be closed. We'll go through all of that as we wander through the halls here. Today's real focus is rooms, bathrooms. Everything else is going to look different. We're prepping for everything right now. You can actually see carts being moved around behind me. Everything is getting done at this moment, so please just realize that we're all in this together in these unprecedented times, and we are trying our best to keep everybody as safe as possible. We ask that you do your part as well.
Can you all hear us okay?
Can you hear us? Good. I need to shout louder. No comments?
No comments.
Okay, I can't check my phone to see if there's comments. Nina, you want to check real quick
Yeah, I
before you
can
go? I'll take the phone and wander around for a second.
Okay.
Da-da-da. So, welcome. Front desk. Here's your front desk. You're not going to have as many options for services here or checking out equipment, but there's a desk behind there. There'll be plexiglass, but also please note that you're going to need to be required to wear a face mask. All student art is on the walls. We've got some mail some boxes here. Each student will be given 2 masks upon check-in or item drop-off. These will be asked to be worn in our common spaces. Back this way, we've got a big NPR room, public restrooms that are there, along with hall director offices. A tech lab is also back there, and music rooms. These spaces at this moment are not determined if they're going to be open or not. Fitness rooms are most likely going to be opened with a limited capacity. Kitchenettes will be closed. Laundry rooms will be operational. We're hoping appointments with those. Lounges will have caps on the number of students that you can have at any given time within those spaces. Game rooms will be closed. Trash rooms open. Bathrooms, of course, open. Elevators restricted on the number of people at any given time. We ask that you use stairs if at all possible. I think that covers most of our public spaces.
So
Cool. Nina's got 2 phones. Nina's a 2-phoner today. Cool. You will need your Ball State ID once you get here in order to access our residence halls. We'll have the little spots. You click, you'll hear something, you can come in. Elevator here, we have staircases now. Something we want to mention, if you can use the stairs, use them. Number one, to get your steps up. Because if you've been like me and sitting around, you get kind of large over the COVID restriction. Nina's been laughing at me this whole time. I've been making jokes. Get up and move. It also reduces the amount of people using the elevator at any given time. Other things to note, guests are not permitted after midnight in any of our residence halls at any given time. That means no overnight guests. Girlfriend, brother, sister, whoever it is, please leave them at home. We're another university, no overnight guests. Now you can have guests throughout the day, but your residence hall room is limited to 3 people at any given time. That includes you and your roommates, so only one person. The person cannot stay the night. This is helping mitigate the risk of spreading COVID-19. Those are the 2 big policy changes. We have other ones coming. I'm updating the website right now, so as I get that information, I update it so everything should be up to date. Questions before we move forward? Nina's got to have 2 phones. My phone's saying, hey, there's nobody asking questions, but her phone says there are questions. So we're having a real good time with that.
No questions.
No questions. Let's move along. Kitchenettes will be closed. I want to keep stressing that because main staircase here, there's a staircase around back, and another one in the very back. You can use those. Trash rooms will have trash bags. Those are provided, so you can pick those up there. We ask that you clean that up. We do not provide cleaning supplies for your individual room. We'll provide it for common spaces and disinfectants in those areas. Please make sure to use those and bring your own Clorox wipes, spray disinfectant, Lysol, all that, if you can find it in the store. Move along to that. So the way our hall is set up, pretty easy. There are, basically we call them pods. So indoors are going to be your rooms, and you have a bathroom. This bathroom is shared by people within the pod. So for instance, let me come here. I can show you where I used to live at. So, I used to live in 129 here. It's an RA room next to me. Of course, I had to be. We shared this bathroom with the RA, my 2 people in the room, and then we had this other room, 2 rooms down there, and we all shared this bathroom unit. So when you look at the bathroom unit, bathrooms will be cleaned on a daily basis. Can I get my light thing to go off here? Hold on, we're gonna dance. So, bathrooms will be cleaned on a daily basis. They'll be sanitized also within a day. They each have a cubby. The cubby can be locked. In this, let me measure it real quick for you. Bring your own padlock. 12 by 12 or roughly 18. And those are rough measurements. You don't need anything really much bigger in there. You can provide your own padlock there if you want to put your name in it. You can. Bathrooms. Nina can go show them to you. You got a shower and a toilet. I mean, it's so exciting. I know some people are going to live here and you're excited about it. Hold on. You have to take showers in the dark. No, you can see everything in there. There's some hooks for towels, along with some towel hooks out here. We ask that you kind of coordinate showers and everything with your other residents who are sharing that bathroom unit with you. 2 common sinks along with some soap there, so you guys can use all of that. Big mirror. Bath cleaning schedule will be posted, so you should be good to go. And that should be about all we have in the bathrooms. Any questions with the bathroom? Your bathroom key that you use for your room is also used for the bathroom units. These pods do lock. When it comes to kind of mitigating the number of people using a restroom at any given time, we are trying our best to place singles along in different pods so we reduce the overall number of people using a restroom at any given time. We're trying our best. So we have a limited number of rooms and a limited number of singles. We try to mitigate that as much as possible. Any additional questions before we move into the room?
Nope.
Cool. The other thing I'll mention is we're not going to go into lounges because it doesn't really matter. You're going to be limited in those spaces. Laundry rooms, we're not going to wander down there. We lose signal when we go out the back way there. Laundry rooms, you can use coins or our app. There's instructions posted within those. Fitness room, we're also not going to show that because we don't know what the restrictions will be on those yet. As soon as we have those, we'll let you know. but it's going to be, if it's open, it'll be restricted to like 2 or 3 people at a given time. And if you show up and there's that people, you need to come back at a different point.
Is each pod or bathroom all boy or girl?
Yes, they are not co-ed unless you live in gender-inclusive housing. But if you are not in that, you share with the same gender.
All right.
See your room. The room has a dry erase board along with a pin board outside of the room. You cannot put anything on the door.
And you can put anything else on the outside or the inside of the door?
Hey, I'm going to open the door. Great. Okay, lights are in. Doors have varnish on them. You don't want to rip anything off because you got to pay for the whole door. It's not good. Hanging stuff on walls. If you were watching an earlier video, I still don't know what the rules are there. So I'll get that information to you.
Can you get change for laundry at the front desk?
No, that will not be a service we're providing this year. So bring your own change or use our app, please.
Yep, the app will probably be better, especially with the shortage of change happening.
National coin shortage. Please use the app if at all possible. You can load money on there and pay what you need. Don't need to worry about it outside of that. This will be the only room we're going to look at today within Park Hall. This will be one of our shorter videos of the day because there's just not a lot we can show you within this hall. Each room will vary in shape and size. So just because you're seeing this room look like a weird 9, I guess this one like an L. Not all rooms look like this. They all have a closet, 2 desks, well, a desk, dresser unit with shelf unit kind of thing, along with 2 beds, 2 trash cans. Closet looks like closet is a height. You also have 2 pen boards, shelves, stuff up there. Top door is locked. You can bring your own padlock if you need to store anything or combination lock. So you just put that there, locks it. As for size, all the drawers are the same within this. 19, 26 by 5. It goes for everything. Trash bags are provided. Shelves will vary per room, but it's 18 by 48. Height-wise, 31 and 5/8. Height-wise, this one, ow, hit my elbow. 62 and a half. This guy is roughly 30 inches off the ground. 23 and a half by 29 and a half. Okay, so room setups. You have the whole closet here, big closet. You can fit spaces in between. Any other measurements with the closet before we move on? So I'm going to start and turn off the light. Pin boards. You guys can measure one of these. 29 by 23. These hang up underneath your bed if you have it lofted. Space. Roughly 64 that way. Each closet will vary, so you're just going to need to figure that out when you get there. That's what you got here. Now, usually we get questions, how can I arrange the room? Well, it depends. Depends on how you want to do it, and each room is going to be different. Over the last 3 years of doing these videos, I realize if I tell you something, it's usually wrong when it comes to laying out a room. So we'll just show you the room. You can mess with it when you get here. You do have windows. Windows do open up. You can crank them open. They don't open very far. Can't have curtains, but you can have fresh air. Cool. Ceilings are really high here. So, I mean, they're at least 10-foot ceilings. 8 foot if I'm really short. I'm guessing 10. I'm like 5'10". Yeah, something like that. These are air conditioned. You have fan speed, on, off, and cool, warm. You can choose what that is. You cannot place any furniture up against these vents. Please note that. Beds are loftable / bunkable. We're going to push you to do lofted or non-lofted beds. No bunking this year. You can if you so choose, but we're going to push you that other way. When you're laying on a bed, my boss has asked me to show you this. One student needs to lay this way. One student should lay this way. It helps minimize closeness during when you sleep. Sounds silly, but it's going to help protect you from getting infected. We're going to do the best that we can. Beds, I actually slept over here. This was my side of the bed. I had a nice futon right there. You're able to get it all set up. You can't loft these beds. These are in 3-inch increments. They go up every 3 inches. So the highest they go is 51 inches off the ground. You may wonder why I can remember that, because we already did it in another haul. Twin extra long beds, and the beds themselves have a firm and a soft side. Furniture-wise, each person gets these cubbies. They adjust on shelf height. I can measure the bed here, the depth, 22 inches. But everything is going to be about 30.5 inches tall. You can push these together. I had my TV hooked for a plug-in. Looking for plug-ins, by the way.
There's one over
4-pack here.
there.
These are on wheels, they move really easy. 4-pack here, Ethernet cord over here. See? They move around.
Easy.
Having too much fun. It's been a long day. It's only noon. Ethernet ports back there. Beds, we ask that you bring your own lofting materials, aka a big rubber mallet. These things, what you do is you go, ah! You can actually hear it move when I do that. And you can take them up by 3-inch increments. All furniture that's in the room must stay in the room. What else do we have?
No questions.
This is easy. Let me go check her phone because I don't believe you guys. I believe everybody has questions.
Any questions about this room?
80-inch rug, give or take. These rooms are large. I don't want to tell you to buy carpet and then it be the wrong size. So think of it that way. Stuff on walls. I'm checking to see if we provide you products so you're doing your own. Outside of that, welcome to Park Hall. Are there any additional questions before we get started? You have 2 locking drawers per student in this hall. Shelves and drawers are kind of the same. You can bring items in, no kitchenettes. I think that's about it. Any questions?
No questions. I got none on my
Record
phone.
time. Okay, well, if you do have questions, please post them. We're going to be moving on to Woodworth here shortly for our next video walkthrough. If you have any additional measurements you need or want to see any additional spaces, please check our 2019 video walkthrough. We go a little more in depth in the different rooms, but realize that COVID-19 is changing things, so what you see there may not be how we operate this upcoming year.
How big, here we go. How big is the desk?
Big as the desk? Well, we're talking about this unit then. 30 by 23.5 by 30.5 tall. Same height as everything else. Drawer is 2 inches. 15, 26. Space underneath, there is a shelf. There. Chair does come apart. Pieces. One's a rocker, kind of a gamer chair. 2 more outlets on that wall too. Other questions? Okay.
That's it.
Well, we'll make it easy then. Thank you guys so much. If you do have additional questions, please post them below. We'll try to answer them the next time we can. And we thank you for joining us in this park video walkthrough.